Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am going to be talking about the Captive series by Erica Stevens today. It is a young adult dystopian future novel series. There are 7 books in the series. I really enjoyed the series. I think I've read it 3 times now. Yes, three sounds accurate. I've read it 3 times now. And it is a really interesting series. It's kind of unlike really any series I've read that's a young adult involving vampires. So basically, vampires have taken over the world. Like, they've always existed in the shadows, and then suddenly, poof, they decide there are enough of us and we are powerful and strong enough, we're just going to take over. Because humans are ruining the world. So they stop basically all technology. They, I think, in fact, they set off an EMP. So there's no cars, there's no machinery, everything is back to like Robin Hood times. So, but there are resistance fighters who are human, and they're like working against this regime. And because the vampires have created blood slaves, so they buy and sell humans and use them for food. They always have had humans for food, and they suddenly decided we're taking over, so now we're going to do it much more yuckily. So they went and gathered a bunch of people from the woods. That's how the whole story starts. They gathered this village of people, and they're bringing them to market, and they're sorting them. So the ones that don't sell go off to the side and they get drained, and then their blood is put into a store thing for people who, I don't know, might not have a blood slave. And so Arya, the leading lady of our story, got captured while saving a little boy. She saved him and got him out of the trap. And so, and accidentally like ended up getting captured and taking his place. And so did her best friend. And he gets sold to a very cruel looking lady. And Arya's up on the chopping block, and she's bought by this like kind of yucky looking vampire guy who looks really sadistic. When suddenly, out of nowhere, this really hot vampire guy who's like, I guess, a big guy. She's a little thing, like 5'5" or whatever. And he's like 6'4", and so he's a big dude. And he's like, wait, I want her. She's mine now. Like, and everyone's like, okay, here, she's all yours. And that is Braith. He is the prince of vampires. His dad is the king. And he is next in line, and he is blind because he hides it from everyone. His family and several people, like vampires, know that he is blind, but it's a weakness, and so he's learned like to go around it. So he has a dog who kind of helps him, and then he also has like super hearing. He can sense like where people are, but he can see Arya. Fated mates or what, guys? Come on now. So he sees Arya, and he's like, oh, I can see her. She's mine. I need her. Like, obviously there's something that I need from this girl. So he buys her, he takes her back to the palace, and he puts her in his suite of rooms. And he doesn't really know what to do with her. He just kind of lets her exist. And he finds out she can't read, so he teaches her to read and cares for her, and he treats her way better than any other blood slave. And he's slowly falling in love with her, like, and she doesn't know it, but she's also falling in love with him while trying to think of ways to escape. Then, anyway, so yeah, so it's kind of their love story, but it's also like how they solve this problem, because obviously they can't exist in this world together as long as vampires are in charge and being evil and terrible. So the whole series is kind of the takedown of the vampire regime spoilers, and their love story. And it's really great because there's a lot of angst, there's separation between them, and then there's reuniting between them, and plot twists. And it is a little brutal. There's some brutal things in it, but it's a really great story. 5 out of 5. And I'll put the link to buy the series, to look at the series on Amazon, in the description, along with a link to my GoodReads review. And it is really a great series, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So yeah, again, I've read it 3 times, so 7 books in the series, but they're not long. They're not horribly, like the never-ending series. And there's a couple of spin-offs. There's a spin-off about Arya's brother, things like that. So yeah, check it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.